Hi, I'm Mike Brewer, pastor of the Blue Ash Presbyterian Church, and this is Mike's midweek message for April 22nd. Thanks for dropping in. I have to admit that although I am an unapologetic introvert, I am really missing folks right now during this time of distancing and isolation. I am missing my parents and my kids and my granddaughter. I am missing members of my congregation whom I would normally get to see on Sunday mornings, and the folks in my Sunday school class that I would sit down with across the table. I am missing the folks who I would normally be visiting in the nursing homes and retirement homes. I know it won't last forever, but I still miss them nonetheless. Being isolated like this makes me think of the book of Revelation and John of Patmos, who composed that book. John was in exile on Patmos, a little rocky island in the Aegean Sea. He had been banished there for his Christian faith, and it was on Patmos that John had the series of visions that are recorded in the book of Revelation. Now, there's an interesting vision near the end of Revelation in chapter 21, where John says, "I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first earth and the first heaven had passed away, and the sea was no more." Now, look that up in any commentary, and the official line of interpretation is that in Revelation, the sea is a symbol of evil and chaos and destruction. That is, that as the monsters appear in Revelation, the monsters that attack human beings and that attack humanity, those monsters almost invariably arise from the sea. And the sea as a symbol of evil reflects the fact that Israel, for the most part, were folks who lived on the land and didn't have much of a seafaring life, didn't have much maritime trade through most of their history, and so were a little suspicious of the sea. Okay, that all makes sense to me, and I do take some comfort in John saying that someday there will be no place for the monsters to come from. No more powerful forces rising against us, totalitarian forces or forces of nature or viruses that are so devastating. But it has always seemed to me that there might be a second layer of meaning in John's vision, a very personal one. Remember that John is on an island, a little rocky place called Patmos. He's less than 50 miles from Ephesus across the Aegean Sea on the mainland in what today would be Turkey. Now, Ephesus was John's home in his later years, and so John could literally sit on the heights of Patmos and look across the sea, and he could see Ephesus. He could see the place he wanted to be. Ephesus was where his friends were. Ephesus was where home was. Ephesus was where his brothers and sisters in Christ awaited him. Ephesus was the location of the churches, the congregations that John loved and served so faithfully. It must have been so painful to be that close and yet so far from the friends and loved ones that John was missing and longing for. And so in John's vision, when he says there will be no more sea, I have to wonder if he's not taking that as a personal promise as well, that the day will come, by God's grace, when there is no more separation between us, nothing to come between loved ones, nothing to keep us from being together, face to face, person to person, sharing hugs and handshakes and backslaps and doing the things we love to do with each other. Now, this virus will pass, and we will still be here, and we will be able to get together again. I'm confident of that. In the meanwhile, I sincerely and fervently pray that neither you nor I will lose anyone to this terrible illness. But if we do, if someone is taken from us, and that vast sea of separation lies between us and someone we love, someone we know that we can't speak to or touch or visit with again, even that separation is not forever. Our God is the God who can part the sea and make a way for us to come back together again. So, be strong and be faithful. Know that this too will pass. And whether it is in the short run or the long run, know that the sea of separation that cuts us off from those we love is only there for a while. It will pass away, and we will be again with those we care about. Thanks for dropping in today. I hope to see you next week. In the meanwhile, keep safe, take care of each other, and spread some love around if you have the chance. Bye-bye.